And good evening, everybody, or good morning, depending on where you're tuning in from different parts of the world. Welcome. Tonight, we'll give it a minute as people continue to join in with us. This is the first look, the introduction to Market America and Shop.com. So we'll just give it a moment here. Hope everybody's doing great out there, staying healthy, and depending on where you are in this country, most parts of the country staying warm. It's going to be a cold wintry few days upcoming here. All right, we'll get started here. This is great. So, welcome everybody. My name is Andrew Weissman. Vice President of Market America Worldwide and Shop.com. But more importantly, I'm an unfranchise owner, very proud unfranchise owner. And before I introduce my partner tonight, special guest, I just want to give you some thoughts here. We have a lot of guests on here tonight, a lot of unfranchised owners as well. And for those of you who are guests, I want you to know that the person who invited you to tune in tonight and to become enlightened about who we are, what we are, why we are, where we've come from a little bit, and where we're going, they had a lot of respect for you, because ultimately our business is not necessarily for everyone, right? Some people we call, and I think Dr. Stan will agree, we call them comfortably miserable. You know what I mean? We tend to attract entrepreneurs, individuals who have a sincere desire to ultimately reach their personal and financial goals. And so the person who invited you tonight, obviously thinks enough of you to have you evaluate some information to see if you qualify and would like to learn exactly how the business is structured and how you can be compensated. Um, you know, but for over 30 years, we've just simply provided a proven business plan, the system, tools, technology, resources, support, training, products, everything that an entrepreneur needs in order to, achieve their personal and financial goals. And even though we've been around for over 34 years, we believe that this is just the beginning. We have a very solid foundation from which we're continuing to grow from. But I can talk forever, but I appreciate Dr. Stan Pierce, taking time out of his schedule. There's a lot going on. But thank you very much, Dr. Stan Pierce, for being a part of this tonight and joining me, to be part of this first look. And in order to introduce Dr. Stan properly, I didn't want to miss anything because there's a lot. It's a very impressive resume, very impressive resume. So very quickly here, Dr. Stan Pierce, he's a doctor of chiropractic and has a bachelor in nutrition. He has a private practice for 25 years, opening actually a new practice in Dallas, Texas, as we speak. But he has a practice in Florida and will soon to be in Texas. And also he practiced at Dubai Healthcare City. That's also very impressive. College professor in 3 doctorate programs. He's a published author in medical research journals, inventor of a patented medical technology, which maybe he'll touch on. He's a CEO of National Healthcare Licensing Program. He's a director in our business. That's the unfranchised level, which means he's earned $18,000 to $25,000 in 4 weeks. That's not even including the retail profit, but he's rising. Of course, he's a health professional of the year for our health professional division, which is called Nutrimetrics 2 times, and his practice just sells hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of our exclusive products because they get results and they perform. So, Dr. Stan, thank you very much for joining us tonight and being a part of the first look.
Thanks, Andrew. This is a lot of fun. I'm honored to be on here with you. And if we can be of an encouragement to anybody listening tonight, then I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, awesome. So let me share my screen, make sure I do it correctly. I share with the sound, so we won't have any challenges later on. I share, and then I go like this and like this. Oh, let me back it up. We were looking over this earlier, right, to understand. Okay, you can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. So an introduction to the unfranchised business. And once again, welcome everybody. So ultimately, we're built on product and we're powered by people. And this is our mission. Market America Worldwide and Shop.com provides a system for entrepreneurs to create an additional income stream while at the same time providing consumers worldwide with a better way to shop. So through results-driven technology and the power of people, we believe that we are creating the economy of the future. And as you evaluate this information, you start to learn more about who we are and what we are, you'll recognize that the business enables an individual to create their own economy based on how this is organized and how the business is structured. I think you all will agree, that the economy has changed dramatically over the past several years. And ultimately, the cost of living has not decreased, it continues to increase. I mean, we all feel it, have felt it over the past several years. And so when you think about what's happening in today's society and today's economy, it's creating unprecedented opportunities for people to become entrepreneurs, right? We all know there's a need for immediate income. You know, some people are comfortably miserable, so they don't qualify, for our business. But those who want it and need it, there's many out there. There's a continuous rise in online sales and mobile technologies. Everything that we need to do to shop, to administer anything, to get information, whatever, all can be, successfully facilitated from our mobile device. We believe that one-to-one marketing is replacing mass marketing. Our whole philosophy is the fact that people hate to be sold on something, but they do love to buy. So we focus on what people want and what they need. And then the gig economy, right? There's a growth in the number of people recognizing that they're not going to be able to reach their personal and financial goals if they continue to work a plan for somebody else. So many people out there are seeking to find a business or a system to enable them to generate or create an income stream that's significant enough that enables them to have the freedom to do what they want, when they want, with who they want, and where they want. And that's ultimately what our business can provide once it's successfully developed. So we're positioned perfectly, marketamericanshop.com positioned perfectly to take advantage of all the trends I just mentioned with the unfranchised business. Don't worry about understanding about the unfranchised business right now. I'm not going to break that down, but this is the business you can ultimately establish, which can support your efforts in getting the things, that you want. Dr. Stan, talk to us a little bit about, your story a little bit. What attracted you to what we do and what you've experienced? And then if you don't mind, we jump right into other reasons why people are attracted to this.
Well, for me personally, I didn't know that I really needed an additional income stream because I'm a physician. I was just growing my practice, but I did know my patients deserve the best results. And I was always looking for the absorptive advantage of supplementation. I know supplements are not so much a luxury, they're a necessity now. And so I was really happy to see how much better these products work than other people's products. I never expected to be on doing calls and stuff like this, but once you find a good thing and you want to tell your patients about it, you kind of just want to tell everybody about it.
Yeah,
So once we started getting the products moving, and that wasn't that hard, frankly, because people understood absorption is a problem. And so our retail profits went up, our patient satisfaction went up, referrals went up, and then the business just kept growing. And so I will say this, when you were talking earlier about the gig economy and online retailing sales, it's funny is I didn't really understand much of that when I started this business with you guys 18 years ago. But what I did know is the products worked, there was money to be made, and I owed it to myself to see what I could do with the business part. And so I just kind of kept learning. And like most people that would be on this call, first of all, congratulations for even investing some time in yourself. This is an investment in you, it's not for our sake that you're here. So I'm proud of you for doing that. I was the kind of guy who was willing to look, willing to take, observations of opportunities, but I'm also very skeptical, very, very skeptical. And then when it comes to protecting your patients and your reputation, you have to be extra skeptical and guarded.
sure.
And so I'm so happy to have found this opportunity. And when you look at this thing, like what we're going to talk about right now, on the next slide here with the 45-year plan, as we look, what that is that people start working at age 20-ish and then they expect to retire by 65. This was always the plan, supposedly. At least we got brainwashed to thinking this was the plan.
Right.
Because then 65 is when Medicare kicks in, Social Security kicks in, all the government handouts kick in. And then, but what people didn't really expect, they were going to have to rely on the government so much. They thought that they were mostly going to be okay, and that was just going to be a little extra. Man, that's not how it worked out for most people. Like 70%, 17% of people didn't make it to the age of 65. They passed away before their golden years of retirement ever kicked in. 25% are still working because they have to, not because they want to. I mean, if you did it because you want to, that's fine. But Most people reach 60, 65, and they realize, uh-oh, this isn't working out.
Right.
5% did great. 5% of people are they're crushing it. They what financially secure, what that means is just that they can go on their trips, they can buy their things. They don't have to worry about the money being enough for the
Right.
life that they want. But the bad news is 53% of people by age 65 are flat broke. And they're in trouble. They're in a lot of trouble because by then you don't have a plan B. You got to plan ahead for this. So 95% of people spending 45 years of their life helping only 5% make it. That's just not okay. It's just not. And the problem is the system will program you into that comfortably miserable status, thinking average is fine, and it's not. And but by the time you find out, you're financially in trouble. And if financial health directly equates to physical health. So if people don't have the money to be able to support their aging gracefully concepts, or the family needs, or the grandkids' college, becomes an issue. So if we look at the next slide, do you
You
have a
know,
comment?
it's interesting to understand. Listening to you makes me think of, people who do kind of recognize that they need to do something if they want to get something more. They start to quickly recognize a lot of the opportunities or businesses or systems out there, they either take too much time or too much money. And what's somebody going to do? Quit their job, go back to law school or medical school, or buy a franchise for a few $100,000. You're just buying yourself an expensive job, right? It's
Yeah.
even traditional network marketing. I mean, you really start to break down how many people and how much volume has to be created to make any significant amount of money. It's just unrealistic.
Yeah. And you know what I think they do too? I think that a lot of people get that warning sign the first time or two they get fired from a job.
Mhm.
And then they realize, uh-oh, this is volatile. I mean, at a moment's notice, I could be unemployed, no income. So they start to think, well, maybe I should go into business for myself, but they don't really know where to start. And then you look at the startup costs of any major business and the stress and the lack of success in small startup businesses compared to the unfranchised we're going to talk about, which is a no-brainer. At least it's a great opportunity to consider because it's just a 2 to 3 year plan.
Exactly.
And in 2 to 3 years, you can crank up a good supportive business. But I always tell people, I'm like, what if it took you 5 years to build this financial vehicle to be able to give you the freedom you're looking for? What if it took you 1 year? What if it took
Mhm.
you 10 years? So why
That's
wouldn't you
right.
at least look further into this?
That's great. Yeah. And obviously, this business can be developed without affecting what one's currently doing, so it can be done on a part-time basis, provided that that individual follows the system and invests their time and energy and effort into the activities that really yield, results. Um,
Well,
you want
like
me to jump?
even me personally, I wasn't
Yeah.
gonna just give up doctoring patients because I'm building this on franchise. I was just ecstatic to be able to build another business income stream that was consistent with my ethics, consistent with my goals for the impact I want to make on other people's lives. And it was mine. It was mine. And so like it says here, what would you do with additional income? Some people would just save it. Good. You've got a lot of the money warriors out there that would love to do that, pay off your debts, down payment on a house, investments. What about saving for your grandkids' education or
Mm,
your kids' education? Or maybe
mhm.
you just want to go take some extra courses to keep your brain sharp as you're aging gracefully and you want to keep learning. Well, how do you pay for those things? The retirement, the traveling, and the quality of life. That's probably the biggest thing. The biggest thing, because there's nothing more important than your health. And if you can't afford health, you won't have it.
Amen.
So
Health as well. You're right. You're right. So our system or our business, our enterprise enables an individual ultimately to have an e-commerce business in a box, and there's other things that one can do online, through these different marketplaces. You can sell product, but you start to really examine it, you know, what we provide in all the systems, tools, resources, technologies, support, training, products. We handle the distribution, the customer service, everything. That's of tremendous value. And so the attraction here is the fact you can earn immediate money just from the retail sale of our exclusive products. And we equip the unfranchised owner with a variety of e-commerce enabled websites, a mobile app that's very robust, has a lot of great functionality. We provide a shop.com site and a global shop.com site. I mean, there's no geographical boundaries with the unfranchised business. You can literally service customers in 190 countries. But obviously, there's a tremendous opportunity just domestically right here, right? All the resources are provided, and it's unlimited earnings potential. I love the fact that somebody can pursue this based on what they want and when they want it and what they're willing to give with respect to time, energy, and effort to get the things that they want. And we provide you with a blueprint for success, if you will, a detailed plan of action based on how fast or how slow you want to develop the business. But Dr. Stan, like you said, it's a 2 to 3 year time frame. And even if it took you a few more years to develop an income that's very significant, I mean, one would have to have millions in the bank, yielding a few percentage points in order to get the type of income that you can develop here just in a couple of years. So it's just of tremendous value, once it's developed. And the community here is unmatched. We've been so fortunate to attract such a beautiful community of entrepreneurs that now spans 9 countries. And I always say that the diversity of the people who have succeeded in our business with the unfranchised business is as diverse as the population itself. There's no real profile, for an individual that we look for. I mean, we have people, different financial positions, different educational backgrounds, different, just completely different, but they made it because the common golden thread is that they had an entrepreneurial spirit, coupled with a sincere desire to get the things that they wanted for themselves and their family. And
Hey,
so
Andrew,
that's
when you were
that's
saying that, and
work.
I was thinking, you didn't say ethnicity because, that gets real sensitive or gender.
I didn't mean not to say it, but it's
I know,
true.
I know. But
Yeah.
what's interesting about it is there's such a diversity inside our entire community. And I was even thinking, we have people that are of all different kind of belief systems. Whatever you believe is fine too, but we all have one common belief, that our life is worth trying to make better. And
I
looking
love
at
that. Yeah.
this and developing this, so regardless of whatever else you believe, if you believe your life is worth working on and making better and more stable and more successful, well, come check out our community because it is amazing.
That's a great way to put it. You're right. I need to steal that. That's well said. That's well said. Talk to us, Dr. Stan. Keep talking. I like listening to you than hearing myself talk.
But you're so refined. I love it. All right. So what's in it for you guys looking at this business, or what's in it for me? I mean, I love our community. Absolutely love going to the major conventions. I spend way more time in the concourse talking with people than even sometimes in the sessions because I just love this community so much. And the cool thing about it too is even if we don't have any business connections with one another, meaning we're building our own businesses, but we care about each other and we actually support each other. It's called cross-pollination. And we just work with each other to all just succeed together. And that I don't know what you call it, the secret or the law of attraction is you're going to just bring more success to you. So you work with people who have the same mission, the same belief that their life is worth improving. We are a very fun company. Lots of cool and exciting things that are happening. Mentoring and coaching, I think, is one of the most undervalued things. Even if you start up your own business, you're still on your own. When you buy a franchise for hundreds of thousands of dollars, you have a system, but it's still tricky to try to learn and do. You've got mentoring, coaching, you've got training systems in this that make it doable for the average person. You don't have to be an all-star in order to make this thing work. In fact, it's hilarious is there's always this thing whenever you're introducing somebody to this opportunity, sometimes you prejudge people. I mean, we
Hmm.
all do it. So
Yeah.
sometimes you'll prejudge and say, oh, this person's gonna be a rock star. Look at all the energy they have. And this other person, well, I don't know. I don't. And then they surprise you. And sometimes those introverts, those shy people that really are thinking, I don't know if I could do this, all of a sudden you see them come out of their shell and they're just a beast. They're an
Yeah.
animal and they're just crushing it. And it
Yep.
inspires the rest of us to just keep going because this is a very doable business. And
It's
as you
very
said,
inspiring.
it is. And we have this thing in our company called recognition, where people get on stage and get to share what their success level is. And at first, I honestly was not like understanding that. And I thought, what are we just showing the money off? Because I was just there to learn how to help people more. But then I realized the importance of recognition is you got to believe in yourself. And
Mm.
when you see the average person able to make this work, then you at some point start to think, maybe I could, maybe I could. And then you get some checks coming and you're like, maybe it's happening. And then you get more checks coming. You're like, maybe I'm going to be one of the really wealthy ones. And then you end up being the wealthy one.
That's right.
So yeah, that belief's huge.
It's great. It's you're right. People will surprise you. The people you don't think have that don't have a real chance to do it and becoming a beast in the business and inspiring others to do the same thing. It's just been great. So here's a quick little video to give you a bit of an overview and introduction to
Hey, Andrew,
marketamerica.com.
one more quick thing.
Yeah, of course.
On this slide right here, I do not want to miss this. On the
Okay.
right-hand side, when it says your business is willable. This is hugely important because, for example, this week we lost one of our just wonderful favorite leaders in the training systems of this company. And it's a great guy who's helped me so much over the last 18 years. And as much as we are so sad about his loss and his family mourning him, I can't tell you how ecstatic I am for his family that the business he built for them for the last 30 plus years is still going to keep paying them the same exact way. It doesn't die with him. He built it and it lives on. And so the willability of this business is huge for those of you who are considering what kind of legacy you're going to leave your families.
Yeah, thank you for that. Exactly, you're right. So let's go to the video.
The power of Market America and the unfranchised system makes it possible for anyone to succeed who otherwise would not have had a way to do it.
We've created a solid foundation for which we'll continue to grow.
One of the most important things you can do is keep the business simple.
The best way to predict the future is to create it. We will continue to make the impossible possible. Groundbreaking products and delivery systems, incredible technological advancements.
Companies don't make people successful. People make companies successful.
There's something very special about this community. Yes, we're economically driven. Yes, we're entrepreneurs. Yes, we're in it to make money and to help others make money. But we also develop a community. Everybody in the world wishes they had what you have. You need to tell them about it.
Be the best version of you. It all starts with you.
Market America is an internet digital marketing and product brokerage company with a universal shopping cart. That is what we are.
Anything you could want, you can get from shop.com. We are always, as a company, identifying and adapting to paradigm shifts in the world.
I knew that this was an organization that paid very close attention to detail and was committed to what they said they were going to do.
I'm an ambassador for Market America because I believe in the model.
Be great, be exceptional, be extraordinary, be authentic, be disruptive.
There's a new economy that you're going to tap into. Take advantage of it. The time is now.
Love that so much.
Yeah, it's cool, right? We're so fortunate to have great leadership with our company. Dr. Stan, as you know, Lauren and JR, the founders of our company. Unfortunately, we lost JR a little over 3 years ago. We lost him suddenly. But we're so fortunate to have the leadership of Lauren, who's a force in her own right, and of course JR's legacy continues. My mentor for over 30 years, and all the lessons I've learned, I continue to apply to my life, in the business. And you think about the story, it's really a great success story. This company literally started in a small little modest home in Greensboro, North Carolina, that JR and Lauren were living in at the time, over 34 years ago. But in 1992, JR and Lauren Ridinger envisioned a concept that would allow people to shop online. Now, when I say that, it's important to understand that JR was talking about people shopping from their home computers back in 1984. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but it literally is an article in the Atlantic City newspaper, 1984, that when he was speaking about that. So he was a real visionary. To shop online to receive cash back on their everyday purchases and earn commissions by simply sharing their favorite products with others. So from this concept, this idea, Market America grew from humble beginnings, as I mentioned, into the global enterprise that it is today. And today we literally operate in 9 countries. In the coming few months, we're going to have our 10th country we'll be operating in with tens of thousands of entrepreneurs. We've paid billions of dollars in rewards, and the legacy of Market America Worldwide and Shop.com does continue. You know, JR was a belief extraordinaire, a visionary, and just had a absolute dedication and a commitment to making it happen, you know. And just a few points I think it's important to understand because it's where we came from. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for J.R. Ridinger. So he really revolutionized the direct sales industry. He shifted the focus to real products for real people and fostered a cooperative business model for global success. It was all about cooperation as opposed to competition for J.R. He pioneered online retail innovations that bridge the gap to an aspirational and attainable opportunity worldwide. He empowered individuals to build their own economy with the unfranchised business, allowing for personal and financial achievement. And he was a belief extraordinaire. I think I said that twice, but he believed in other people even more so than they believed in themselves. But he believed in the people around him. He believed in human resilience, and all possibilities were available, provided somebody just simply made it happen. And of course, the entrepreneurial spirit. And he built a blueprint for global success with the unfranchised business and the management performance compensation plan. And it ultimately is a legacy of hope for future generations, you know. And it's just, we're so fortunate. I'm feel so grateful to have spent all the time with him. And once again, we wouldn't be here today, right, Dr. Stan, if it wasn't for JR.
Yeah. And Andrew, I have a question. Can you put that slide back up real quick of JR and Lauren?
There you go.
Yeah. So for those of you who are on the call, sometimes it may seem a little odd when people are talking about somebody who's already passed away and all the major achievements and the credibility of that gentleman, but he's not here. So the thing I want you to understand that is the thing for me that really fired me up even more recently since his passing was what you're staring at on the screen was a power couple. They actually still are because she still carries his legacy on. But I'm always the kind of guy that loss is a guaranteed part of life. But if the power of what the person stood for and the plan and the business that they built is legit, credible, powerful, and has enough ethics and spirit behind it, it'll get carried on. And so I'm always the guy when we lose something, I'm like, but what did we gain? And I can tell you right now, Lauren became a beast mode. I mean, she is crushing it. And she took JR's spirit and just ran and built herself into an even greater force than she was as an individual part of that twosome right there. So we did gain a lot even in his passing. And the rest of us are trying to pick it up and be better for the company too.
Thank you, Dr. Stan. And I think it's worth mentioning that Lauren became a New York Times bestseller with the book Scrambled or Sunny Side Up. And on February 23rd will be the first episode of a new television series on Amazon Prime called The CEO Club. And it's going to it's really special. So tune into that. We're very proud of Lauren, what she's gone through and the leader she was and has become and continues to inspire others. So yeah, thank you, Dr. Stan. That was well said. So we're also fortunate to have other great leaders, and Jerry used to call us a motley crew, But Mark Ashley leads the way as our president and COO. Steve Ashley, the president and CEO of Shop.com. Mark of Market America Worldwide. Joe Boyers, who's been around since the beginning. You know, we just have a great. I don't need to name each one of our teammates, but you know, it just works. It just works. You know. Steve Boston, who's been with us for less than 2 years as our Chief Growth Officer, you know, Michael Brady and Eugene Wallace doing unbelievable things in our IT and as a Chief Information Officer and Technology Officer, just awesome people.
I want to make a comment on this if I could, because this is one of the biggest things that impressed me when I met you guys 18 years ago. The original team that started this company, all of them stayed together, all of them, because otherwise you guys keep sticking together and keep building this thing. And that impresses me from a teamwork standpoint and a drive and belief of where you're actually taking this business. And it also is fueled by all the people you're seeing succeed because of what you guys have built. So thank you for your leadership.
Thank you, Dr. Stan. It is unique to have a team that has been together since the beginning and has stayed together. Unfortunately, yes, in 34 years, you know, life happens, right? And so we've lost several. But yeah, we have a great team and appreciate everybody's passion, dedication, energy, and time. It's awesome. We feel like we're just beginning. So Dr. Stan, take it away here. Talk to us about who and what we are.
Well, you guys started this company back in 1992. I didn't know you back then. It was headquartered out of Greensboro. Yeah, you're in multiple countries, 33 years of service. Now you're at 34. All the brands, all the exclusive products, and then you got the Better Business Bureau that keeps propping you guys accolades and keeps giving you the Torch Award now that you won it like 3 years in a row. It's profound. It's just not normal. It's unnormal. It's abnormal. It's uncommon that you see a company that, number one, holds it together for 34 years. Number two, you're not just hanging in there. You're still thriving. You're
We
still
are.
booming. You're still expanding. You're still growing. And if we're going to put our efforts into building something for ourselves, I don't want to tie myself into a company that's volatile, into a company that's unpredictable. You're only unpredictable because you guys keep at making such advanced progress that the rest of us, it takes us a minute to catch up to your innovation. And then as soon as we catch it, we're like, dang, you guys innovated again. But besides that, you're stable. And that's really important because I don't want to build something that falls away. I don't want to build with a company and then the company's gone. So thank you for this is
Yeah,
give
no.
all of us.
You keep saying us, but me or you, but you're with us. So we're the team. We're a team. We're partners, Dr. Stan.
That's true.
Forget
That's
that.
very true. That's very true. But I have a lot of respect for what others have achieved and built. And then I've been able to leverage what you've built to create my own success. And I'm very grateful for that.
Done very, very well. I know it's just the beginning too. But talk to us a little bit. I mean, I know the products are one of the main reasons that attracted you to establishing an account and being so successful with the company.
Yes, and I will tell you that one of the weirdest things I had to get used to was this company's big. Like you have a lot of options of products and lines and departments you can focus on. And I know we're about to play a video about those products. In fact, can we play that first and then I make a
Yeah,
comment?
of course. Yeah, quick little video kind of gives you an overview of the different brands and the different categories or divisions that we have. Here we go.
That's so good. So the reason why I appreciate you playing that for everybody was because when I first came across this company and I started to hear about the diversity of the different offerings, the anti-aging, skin care, the motives, the layered, the kid care, the automotive care, the house care, the health care. At first I was a slight bit overwhelmed because I looked at other companies and stuff before and it was always just like a limited group of products. So you could kind of wrap your head around it real easy. But what I didn't realize was with a limited group of products, my ability to scale that out was limited.
Right.
And so what I've realized is the diversity of the product line that Mark America has put together for us, it allows us three major things. Number one, it allows us to build share of customer. So like once you start helping somebody succeed in one area of their life, with their health, let's just say, then maybe they want to start to succeed in their beauty. Then maybe they want to start to succeed in their how they decorate their body with jewelry. And then maybe they're worried about their pet health care. We have that too. And then so you kind of can keep building a share of customer. You can kind of keep scaling out your current business to just help them with other things in their life and get more wins.
Right.
Number two, I realized that it provides a lot of stability for me that Market America is making money not just from the healthcare division. You're making it from all the other divisions too. So that keeps this company very stable financially, which reinforces that it's going to stay around for me to keep helping my patients. And then the third component of the diversity of the product line, you get to do what is fun for you. Like I'm into healthcare. If you're not, you don't have to be. You can crush it in anti-aging. You can crush it in skincare. You can crush it with, you have so much fun finding what fits you and your identity and being able to, not being forced to build a business on stuff you don't want to work with. You instead get to build it on exactly what you love, what you're passionate about. And I think that's a real huge asset to enjoying building this successful business.
Yeah, amen. Amen to that. So the next video we're going to show is a quick little video
Stop.
about our number one brand, which is Isotonix. And that, of course, has just been a godsend, if you will, to tens of thousands of people around the world. So check this out.
Stop swallowing pills that go nowhere. Meet Isotonix, superior vitamins that millions have trusted for 30 years as the best on the market. Unlike most supplements, Isotonix works with your body's natural hydration process for maximum results with an isotonic formula. That means you're not just taking these vitamins, you're absorbing them. Get 95% bioavailability, up to 8 times faster than typical capsules. These are the science-backed ingredients with fast-acting results your body deserves. Simply mix the powder with the recommended amount of water, drink, and go. It's that easy. No binders, no coatings, no junk. Just high-quality nutrients delivering results you'll feel. If you're tired of wasting money and time on pills, then drink to your health with Isotonix.
Dr. Stan, every time I see you, I always think about what you always say. I don't take my vitamins, I absorb them. I feel like it came from you. It really resonates.
Well, people think taking supplements changes their health, but it doesn't. If they don't absorb, they don't do anything for you other than create expensive toilet material. So no, you need it to absorb, and ours do. Ours are fantastic.
Yeah, no. Do you want to touch on this for a moment? Do you want me? There was that I forgot what we decided here.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. I mean, ultimately, JR's original thought, idea, vision was to enable people to get paid on almost anything and everything they could need or want, and that's the reason why we're so diversified with respect to our own exclusive products. But then, as we evolved, and we incorporated technology and online shopping began to become, more of the norm. And we developed a partner program ultimately. And so we have thousands of partner stores, on the site as well. So ultimately, millions of products and services can be accessed through shop.com, and you ultimately can convert your spending into earning. Why not get paid in the same things you'd be buying anyway from the same companies at the same price or lower, And then you complement that with our exclusive products, which have, I believe, a lot more value than competitive products in the marketplace at a very competitive price. So to me, it makes common and economic sense to be an unfranchised owner, at any rate.
And the funny thing I would have said about the slide, our company is fantastic, and these other businesses want to somehow do business with us.
There you go.
That's true, our reputation. Hey, here's one thing though: 3 ways to earn income. So you can make income on your cash back from your personal orders and customer purchases, such retail profit that you could be making. You also can make retail profit by marketing our exclusive products, and you can have unlimited weekly commissions on team sales. So when you start this business off, if any of you that are looking at this say, oh, I hear sales and I'm nervous and scared about it, good, great place to start. We all start there. And then great thing for you is our coaching and mentoring will help you break that, because you're selling all the time. You're selling with how you look. If you ever got into a relationship, you got married, that was your biggest sale ever. Like, you're selling all the time. It's just that you're not getting paid to do it. And selling is often just helping people, convincing them on how they can help themselves. And this company will help you learn how to retail and how to build a team, and then you can build your business in your future.
So good, so good. The other original concept or idea that JR had, I think it's really is powerful. And that is, when you think about it, you go to a movie that you loved, but the best part about the experience is not so much you at the movie, or watching the movie, is telling somebody about it. Same thing can be true of a restaurant. You had a great meal at, great experience that you tell a friend or two, or a colleague or a coworker or whatever. And then when they think about going to see a movie or eat a new restaurant, think about what you told them. And they do the same thing. After 30 days, 40 or 50 people probably went to go see that movie, eat at that restaurant just because you told 1 or 2 people about it, right? Yeah. And you got no credit, didn't get compensated whatsoever for the business you ultimately led to, directly or indirectly. So JR figured out, he actually, after a movie experience, manually called the few people that he told about the movie to try to track how many people ultimately went to go see the movie. There's a lot of people. So he figured to himself, well, wait a minute, if we can automate a system, they call it a referral tracking system, we'd have a powerful business model. That's exactly what our system does. Our system literally tracks all that word of mouth advertising, which by the way is the most effective and efficient way of penetrating a market, but it tracks all that activity and it ensures all that business comes back to the original source. And everybody in between also gets credit for it. So it's an incredibly powerful business model that ultimately compensates somebody for the things that are already doing, and it's
Exactly.
quite remarkable. So here's a quick little video that just kind of discusses that.
The Market America seller has the ability to earn retail profits by building a loyal and satisfied customer base and earn commissions by expanding sales and distribution channels with additional teams of sellers. A revolutionary referral tracking system allows the seller to receive 100% credit on all purchases made by them, their customers, and their customers' referrals, as well as capturing their team's transactional footprints. The sophisticated Management Performance Compensation Plan, MPCP, enables people to earn a supplemental income. MarketAmericaShop.com is the complete package designed and built to satisfy multiple needs and provide the ultimate turnkey business solution for aspiring entrepreneurs.
All right. Let's see, what do we have left? I forget what the presentation.
Hey, I want to comment on this.
Okay, go for it.
Look at hey, if you're looking at this business for the first time, just look at the amount of money that Market America has brought in. That's not million. That's billion.
That's true.
But then look at the next slide. So 12 billion pulled in. They've paid out over 50% of any revenues they brought in back to the field. That's unheard of in a company. If you've ever been in a sales position, you might get 10%. Maybe a great company, you might have 20%, 25%. This company has paid out over 50% back to the field in commissions. So if you're ever going to invest in a business that will pay you back, this is one of the best ones.
Yeah, it's so we have hundreds of people who've earned at least $1 million in commissions, not including their retail profits. And that's great, right? We have tens of thousands of people that make an extra 300, 600, 1,200, a couple $1,000 on a monthly basis, and everything in between, right? Making over $1 million annually to making an extra few $100s a month. And that spectrum is jam-packed full of thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs from different backgrounds and personalities and, experiencing success in the business at varying degrees based on how much time, energy, and effort they want to invest. But when you think about making an extra couple thousand a month or a few hundred a week or whatever the case may be, it really can impact one's quality of life. It can eliminate a credit card or two, right? It can handle maybe a rent or a car payment, It takes the edge off, right? And it helps them do things maybe they wouldn't be able to do before. But like you said, I think you mentioned it earlier, to understand when that commission happens for the first time, it's like, wait a minute, this works, and something happens and they just take off. And so it's just really inspiring to be a part of this and to know and have seen a lot of these people, from their just starting their business to where they are today. And it's quite remarkable. So we're just getting started though, just getting started. So Dr. Stan, I know we talk about the difference between horizontal organizational structure and our vertical organizational structure. We think about a horizontal structure, it's really most corporate structures or most organizational structures, right? Think about a franchise. There's different franchise locations, really all in competition with one another. Real estate agents at a real estate brokerage house, the real estate agents are competing with each other. Or just a traditional sales force or traditional network marketing, there's competition. There's not an economic synergy or interest to the extent that we've been able to create based on JR's vision and model, because it's vertical. And what it creates is an absolute economic synergy and connection that enables people to earn ultimately infinitely in depth. So there's no levels. It's just a natural process that captures word of mouth advertising and all the transactions being made by every single customer and every unfranchised owner, and everybody wins.
And
So,
that's why you, instead of the
yeah,
horizontal marketing of the franchise, that's why JR called it the unfranchise.
there you go.
Went
Came full
vertical, we
circle.
went depth, we have stability.
There you go. I came full circle. We didn't go into the unfranchised, but perfectly done, Dr. Stan. So at the end of the day here, I know we're, circling the field, getting ready to come in for a landing, but whether somebody's looking to make an extra few $100s a month or week or $3,600 a week or over close to $200,000 a year, we can put a plan together for you, right? But it all starts the same way, and everybody starts establishing the business and simply implementing the fundamentals that it takes to grow. And it's fun. That was JR's number one rule, to have fun. So Dr. Stan, maybe if you don't mind, maybe just quick mention of the 1 minute health quiz that's been a new tool within the past year or so.
Yeah, so if there's any, for those of you who are on the call for the first time, just get with the person who invited you to the call and ask them to let you take the 60-second health quiz. And it'll give you an idea of a direction to go with certain products or things that might be of help to you. And then that's a basic starting point. And then if you want to get a little more information, ask them to have you do the Nutri-Physical. It's a little bit lengthier inquiry, but it'll give you even more recommendations of ways you can support your health and recovery. And then ultimately, these things will lead you to making strategic decisions about what products to start with. And then start absorbing them, see how well they work, get excited because you're going to, and then start to look into seeing how you can get them at cost and how you can then help more people and move forward.
That's it. It's all about paying it forward ultimately and helping other people get the things that they want and attracting the people who are sincere and have a desire to reach their personal and financial goals. Dr. Stan, thank you very much. I know you have a lot happening in your life and your business and everything you have going on. We appreciate you taking the time and sharing your expertise and your wisdom and your experience with us. Look forward to seeing you in Miami at our leadership school, which, by the way, for those out there that are evaluating our business and our company, really the best thing that you can do is attend leadership school, which is in Miami, February 24th to the 26th. Did I get that right? Or the 26th to 28th?
25th to 27th.
24th to 26th. Okay. But we'll see you in Miami. It's at the Knight Center, which is connected to the Hyatt right here in downtown Miami. And it's worth it. And Dr. Stan will probably be, providing his expertise there as well. And we look forward to it. So Dr. Stan, thank you once again. You're awesome. Appreciate
Thanks,
you.
Andrew.
And everybody,
Hey,
thanks for joining us.
Andrew,
Yeah.
one more last quick thing.
Yeah.
When you mentioned how busy I am, I don't have time to do these kind of things. I make time to do these kind of things because this really matters and it can change lives. So some of you guys are going to say, well, once I have the time, I'll look into this. You make the time for things that matter, and this one matters. So I hope you do look into it further.
Perfectly said. And we'll end on that note. Stay safe, be healthy, everybody, and have fun. Take care.